Hi. Okay. So, first thing I do, I like to use primer on my eyes so that the makeup stays really well. And you will notice I use a lot of MAC because I am loyal to some of these brands. Like I said before, most of my brushes are MAC, but I get stuff from all over the place. But I'd say almost everything that I put on my face is MAC. I trust it. I like it. I've used it for years, and I'm comfortable with it. I know every single color. I know all about the brand, and so almost everything I use is MAC 'cause that's what I like. And to me, it's like, yes, it's a little bit more expensive. Yes, you're gonna have to pay a little bit more money, but the quality is so much better. The pigment is just it's a lot stronger. It's a lot more rich, and you get a lot more bang for your buck if you use MAC. To be honest, I know that it is more expensive, but you're gonna use a lot less shadow because the pigment's a lot stronger. I mean, if you are buying a $3 CoverGirl eyeshadow, you're going to use a ton of it trying to get all of the pigment on your eyes so it doesn't look so washed out. So if you can, try it out. I mean, there are a lot of brands that people like, and maybe MAC's not the best for you. I like it a lot, so you'll see that I use that a lot. Anyway, uh, eye primer. I use this little paint pot. It's called Painterly. Everyone, almost everyone uses Painterly, so it's my favorite. It's this nice little, I don't know, creamy khaki color. I don't know. It just kind of it allows for a nice little smooth application for your eyeshadows, and on top of that, it does give the pigment stronger intensity because you're lightening the base of your eyeshadow lid. Like, you know how sometimes when people want to dye their hair different colors, like pink or purple, and they bleach it first. They bleach it because it makes the color intensity stronger. If you bleach, I mean, if you color my dark hair purple, you're not going to see it. It might have a tiny hint. But if you bleach it and then you see the purple, it's a lot more intense. It's kind of the same situation here. You're lightening up the color of your lid, so the pigment's going to be stronger. Plus, this shadow is going to last all day long with this primer. It's not going to settle in the creases, and it will create a barrier so you don't have any oil building up on your lids. Sometimes when we put like eyeshadow on in the morning, it looks beautiful, and by the afternoon, it's creased up and falling down onto like underneath your eyes and stuff. But this will help to keep that from happening. So anyway, I stick my finger in it and just do a nice little sweep over my whole lid. And yeah, it doesn't look any different, but believe me, it makes a world of difference. Um, okay, so let's get started with the shadows. So this was a gift. I don't know who made this brush, but it's kind of a rounder, fluffy brush. It's it's really bendable. I don't know. I like it. Figure out what works for you. It took me years to figure out what works for me as far as what I like to use for my brushes. And everyone does different things. So maybe what works for me doesn't work for you. But anyway, I like to use this as my sweeper brush to get my base color on. And I know I told you that I love MAC, but the base shadow that I use often is from the Perfect Face, which if you are a pageant girl, you know the Perfect Face. This is a company out of Houston, Texas, and they are the official makeup sponsor for Miss Texas USA. And their stuff is really great too. They have great pigment in their colors, and it's good stuff. Plus, I get it for free sometimes. When I compete at Miss Texas, they always give us a free eyeshadow. So I've 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 packed up a few free items from them, and I like free things. I think we all do. So anyway, I just swirl a little bit in the pot. This is what I like to do first. And I just sweep it onto the lid. Nice little even sweep there. Really really interesting business here. So, yeah, I like to go right from the lash line and then up into the crease just a tad. But I don't like to go too far up with this base color because you don't, I mean, you're going to use different colors on your lids, and you don't need to waste colors anywhere else if you're not going to use it there. So anyway, this is what I do. And everyone's eyes are built differently, so take what I say and then customize it to yourself, because that's what I've done over the years. I have spent so much of my time and money working with so many different makeup artists, learning different techniques, and to be honest, when it comes down to it, it's all been really beneficial and helpful, but I took tiny little snippets over the years, built them up into my own little regimen, and then now all of a sudden people want me to do their makeup for things and give them tutorials. So here I am giving my tutorial and hoping you like me. Please like me. Okay, so here we go. Back to business. So yes, nice little sweepy, soft brush strokes. Also notice that I'm holding the brush by the end of the handle. Some people hold it like a pencil, and this is going to give you harsh, strong lines. And you don't want to ever, harsh is not a good word. You don't want to look harsh. So hold it by the end, that way it gives you a little bit less control over the brush, which means a softer look on your eyes. And you want to look soft and pretty. Makeup shouldn't change what you look like, it should just enhance you. So maybe on your computer screen you can't see too much of a difference here, but really we're just kind of building that base color. Nice little wash over our eyes. There you go, just like that. Easy peasy. And oh, by the way, this color is it's called Andy, named after a Miss Texas Teen USA. All of their colors are named after one of their former title holders. I always wanted my own eyeshadow. Okay. Anyway, um, Andy, it's a neutral purple color, and I use a lot of purples because I have dark hair and dark eyes, and purples look good with us. But actually, if you have green eyes, purples look great with you too. Blue eyes, I mean, you blue-eyed girls have, I'm sure you know. Browns look really good on blue-eyed girls, and yeah, I mean, you're basically looking for complements of your colors. I mean, if you look on the color wheel, purple's on the opposite side of the green. They're complements. No, purple's not on the other opposite side of brown, but because brown is a mixture of all of the primary colors, almost anything kind of works. You just kind of have to play with it. And so anyway, that's why it is the way it is. So now I'm opening up my darker purple. This is called Sketch. It's by MAC, and I love Sketch. I use it almost every day. And I'm using this little brush. It kind of has like a marker tip looking end, and this is called a smudge brush. And one thing, if I ever worked for MAC, or MAC, if you're listening to me right now, please change the way you label these brushes, because you buy a new brush and you see it says MAC on it and some number. Oh, actually, I can read it. My point is moot now. Um, this one is number 210. But I'm just saying, most of my MAC brushes, I have no idea what the numbers are, and people ask me what they are, and I'm like, I have no idea. Um, so MAC should do a better job of making sure that these numbers stay on the brushes. That way I can tell them what they are, um, and it's not a guessing game. But actually, this one I can see is number 210. That. All right. So anyway, purple marker type brush, and I just sweep it in here. And this is what I do. I run the purple all along the bottom of my lid, of my lash line, and this gives that smoky look. See, look at the difference to my eyes. Now this one's a little bit more defined, and from afar it just kind of looks like you have really intense, like thick lashes on the bottom. But trust me, it's gonna look really good. So sweep it. Same thing on this side. Nice little line right along the bottom. So see, you don't even really need eyeliner, because this is like you're using your powder as eyeliner, and so much softer. So then what I do from here is I keep dipping, And I take that line that I just made and I extend it just a little bit further. See that? And then from there, that line, and I brush it up into my crease. And everyone has their own natural crease line. You just have to feel, kind of have to feel around and figure out where the bone is that sticks out, and you just go right inside of it. That sounded really dirty. Okay, so yeah, little definition there, and if you look at it right now, it looks like the word I said earlier. It looks harsh because this is the marker tip brush where we're basically just drawing the contour that we want, and then later I will show you how to blend it so it looks really soft and pretty. So don't think that I am going back on my word now and I want you to look harsh. So same thing on this side. I extend it out just a little bit, just like that. And then it's really hard to do this on the computer. And then same thing. Roll it up the brow bone here and create that crease that you're looking for. I mean, my eyes, I don't have too much of a crease in my eyes, so I tend to define this so much more than a lot of other girls. But it always looks really pretty. So this is what I did with the marker tip brush. So now that we did that, now we get, well actually, I don't know why, maybe this is just habit, but I use this brush. It's like a short round brush. This is another MAC number. See? Okay, this is a good example. I can't tell you what number this is. The number has rubbed off, and MAC didn't do a very good job of branding this brush. No one would ever know what the heck it is. Anyway, so I use this one typically. I don't know why. It doesn't really do that much, but I dip it in the dark purple, the sketch, and I do this whole thing one more time with this brush. I don't know. Maybe this is just a ritual I've figured out, but I like it. I feel like it blends it a little bit more before I blend the whole thing. So then I take the next blender brush. MAC again, can't read the number. I think it's like 217. MAC needs to do a better job of labeling these things so I always know what it is. Anyway, again, I'm holding this at the end of the brush. That way you're getting less control, or you have less control, so that means like bigger circles and more blending in your eye. So start at the outer corner, big circles all over your lid. You're just blending it out. And then your circles get a little bit bigger, kind of do that windshield wiper thing. And I go along the bottom too, just to blend that out. I guess I've done this so many times I don't even need a mirror. I'm just doing this with the, no, screw it. I'm gonna get a mirror. I can't see a thing. Hold it. See, look at those organization skills coming in handy now because that was awesome. Okay, so I'm just blending it out. See? And you start going a little bit higher and higher. That way, because this, I didn't put any shadow on this brush. This is strictly a blender brush, so it is only going to blend the colors that you have already placed on your eyes. See, it's a lot softer. And sometimes I'll go in and just kind of like touch it with my fingers just to get the right shape I'm looking for. That's it. Super easy. 2 colors, couple brushes, and you're good to go. So there you go. See the difference between the eyes? One's a little bit more harsh, one's more blended out. So then I do this one, same thing. Large circles, holding at the end of your brush. I know this is so exciting. All of the guys are tuning in to see what makes Amber so beautiful. Just kidding. Okay, so this is how we do it. This is my first video ever, so sorry if I don't have a ton of commentary. But one thing I will say while I'm blending this out, and sometimes I do spend a lot of time blending it out just to make sure it's beautiful and gorgeous. One thing I will say about, like, if you're doing this for stage makeup, I I like to use MAC shadows that don't have, or any shadows, whatever, doesn't have to be MAC. I like to use shadows that don't have glitter or shimmer in them because it picks up the light on stage, and there's so many lights on stage that you lose the contouring and shape that you were going for. So it's because it's reflecting off the light and sparkles that are in your shadows. So it's just, I mean, you lose the shape that you're going for, and you don't want that. Plus, sometimes it can make you look like the sparkles can make you look sweaty. You don't want to look sweaty. So try to stay away from shimmers and glittery things. Stay toward the matte colors. All right, so let's move on to oh, okay. Let's see. I like to also use, let's see, let me find a good color here. One that you might see. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Maybe I'll just edit this part out. I'm searching for it. Oh my gosh. I can't find the color I'm looking for. So yeah, I'll edit this one out. Here's a good one. This one's called Jest. It's see, I'm really new at this. This is from MAC. It is a frost eyeshadow, and it's completely out almost. That's how good it is, and that's how much I love it. But it's a highlighter essentially, and I use it to highlight. So I just go right into the corners of my eyes with my first fluffy brush I use to sweep all the color, and I create a little bit of brightness right there, which is, it's like coffee. It brightens up your eyes. It makes you look so awake. It's a big lie, because you haven't slept all week getting ready for this pageant or whatever you're doing. I also do a little bit under my brows, and I will fill in my brows in 1 second. Yes, guys, I fill in my brows. Girls, you know we do. We just try to hide it from the guys because guys are supposed to think that we're naturally beautiful. So, anyway, maybe we should just do brows now. Let's try it.